Gauteng authorities have urged families and victims of gender-based violence to attend court proceedings and give evidence. They say this is critical if those who abuse women and children are to be permanently removed from society. Officials from the Community Safety Department have been visiting with those that have been affected by gender-based violence and femicide in Soweto. For more on this story, I'm joined now by our reporter, Malungelo Booi. Malu, thank you so much for your time. Now, I know you've been out with the department throughout the whole morning. Firstly, let's start here. How did the community members receive the department?
So, let's go back a bit here. Officials started this campaign in August. So they started it in Ekurhuleni, in fact, visiting as many families as possible and also interacting with the victims of gender-based violence. Essentially, what they're saying is that you know that government officials and police, in fact, have been criticized by activists and also victims of gender-based violence for not updating them on police probes and also on court cases regarding, gender-based violence. So officials started this campaign interacting with gender-based violence victims and also their families. In fact, some of the victims are 15 years old, some are 70 years old. Some of these people have actually died at the hands of men in this country and also in this province. So what officials are saying is that they want to show that they actually care, but also to see what kind of support, the families and the victims of those who are alive, who are victims of gender-based violence, need from government. In fact, what I've noticed, Unati, while attending, these interactions with officials and the victims of gender-based violence is that there's a lot of need, there's a need for counseling, and a whole lot of them still need closure because some of the people lost their loved ones here.
And when you speak about closure, one of the things that families want to see is justice.
Yeah.
So interestingly, the officials are encouraging victims, to continue to go to court. Is that one way justice can be brought, in some of these cases?
So one of the things some of the, the relatives of those who were victims of gender-based violence actually are saying that we want to see justice like everyone else. And in fact, there's one particular incident where a 15-year-old girl was murdered in Dobsonville. So they also visited, her family, and her grandmother was sort of like telling officials that, she wants those who have been arrested for the murder of this teenager to be sent to jail for life and would want them also not to be granted, a right to have visitors, saying that that's because as the family, they'll never see their loved ones. So authorities then said to her and many other, relatives that they were interacting with, saying that, so it is important for you to go to court when it's mitigation and aggravation of sentence, and also tell the court exactly how you're feeling and express it so that when the magistrate or the judge, give verdict on the case, they take what you have actually said into account.
Now, Malu, to what end is this campaign, though? I mean, I know that the MEC, Faith Mazibuko, started this campaign. She's outraged, obviously, because communities are outraged. And when communities are outraged and seek justice, we know that that's when officials would come out. What are they hoping to achieve with this? Because as you and I speak now, somebody else is being victimized.
That's right. In fact, it's such an important question, Unati, because statistics in this country, we know every 3 hours a woman is killed in this country, and women will be killed before the end of the day today in this country. And in Gauteng also we know that there's about 10,000 people that becomes victims of gender-based violence, and that's also the reason why authorities have actually started this campaign. But also they're saying that they want communities to rally behind these families because these families need support, and also if for justice to be served, the courts also must understand the anger from communities. And what authorities in Gauteng are saying that as long as you've got 10,000 people in this province becoming victims of gender-based violence, they're saying that they will continue to continue with this campaign and also to show their support and encourage our communities and families of the victims of gender-based violence to speak out and also go to court.
Final question to you, Malu. Who's part of this campaign? I mean, we know that the MEC is there.
Yeah.
She's taken several members of the Community Policing Forum. Sure. And the reason I'm asking this question is, are the right people hearing those community members on the ground?
Very important, and that's the right question. Because some of the people, I mean, on the last occasion that I attended, there were also activists, and most of those activists were men who attended that particular event. But also this time around, there were a handful of men, because when officials go inside a family home, there'll also be activists that are outside are singing and also conveying the message against gender-based violence into those communities. And I suppose that's what authorities want us to hear the message of gender-based violence every day, that this is not right. We need as men to do better.
All right, Malu, that's where we have to leave it for now. Thank you so much, Malungelo Booi. They're tracking the initiative by the Community and Safety Department on gender-based violence.